Hey guys, so we are going to be talking about heat and phase change today. So beginning it, there is something called matter, and there's three states of matter. So the three states of matter are solid, liquid, and gas. So a solid is close together. So if you were to represent it with your hands, it would look like this, and it is not moving. The molecules are not going anywhere. So in the picture, it shows an ice cube. A gas is something where the molecules are far apart, so the steam coming off the coffee, and if you were to represent it with your hands, it would look like this because the molecules are moving a fast pace and they are far apart. And then the last state of matter is liquid. So liquid, if you were to represent it with your hands, it would be moving slowly and near each other. So they're a little bit further apart than a solid and they're moving slowly. But if you were to heat up the water, like boiling water, it would start to look something like this. So, like we talked about earlier, with the way the molecules look, so a solid has very close together molecules. They are packed together. And then a liquid, they're a little bit further apart and they're moving slowly. And then the gas is red because the molecules are moving very fast. So, changes of matter. So, our states of matter can move and be different things. So, if we're starting with a solid, the molecules are close together and it can melt. So, when it's melting, that means that it's heating up and the molecules are moving further apart and moving at a faster pace. So, when it's melting, it's going to turn into a liquid. So, it goes from this to this. Then evaporation, that means it's heating up even more and the temperature is rising inside of it. So it would go from something like this to moving further apart until it turns into a gas. And then a gas can turn into condensation by slowing when it starts to get colder, and then condensation would stick to a cold surface. So condensation would stick to something like a window, and then condensation, if it heats up, it can turn back into a liquid. And then from a liquid, it can freeze. So it would go from looking like this to freezing and having the molecules be right beside each other. So, like I said earlier, the way that states of matter change is when temperature changes. So, a solid is cold. It is at a lower temperature, and then as the temperature starts to increase, that is when it would turn into a liquid, and then as the temperature gets even warmer, it would turn into a gas, and then a gas can go back into a liquid and then back into a solid. So that is all I have for you guys today on the different changes of state.